Yo, what's going on, guys? Frankietrades here, bringing you another new weekly watch list. Before we dive deep into it, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps out the algorithm. Besides that being said, let's go ahead and dive deep into it for you guys. So, first thing is first, you guys know I like to dive deep into my indexes. First things first on ES is we have a gap on the daily time frame. We actually have a gap from 43.50 all the way down to 43.09, so around $40 on that. If you guys put this on the daily chart, you can see that where it starts. If you go to the 1 hour chart, you can really see where it really does start and where it ends. 43.50 obviously doesn't really exactly start at 43.50, but usually with ES, every 50 increments, you kind of find some sort of hard resistance or hard support or some sort of psychological level that everyone's looking at. And if you go on today's day, or I guess yesterday's, last week, on Friday, you can see we actually rejected right off of 43.50, right off of where that gap starts on ES. So that is the first level I'm looking at for ES towards the downside. Not really interested towards the upside since everything's catered more towards the downside this week with the watch list. So there's that. And then after that, 43.27 and then 43.10 on ES. So that is it for ES. And as far as economical news goes as well, the only thing we really have here looking at the calendar for this week is we have PMI composite flash at 9:45 a.m. so 15 minutes in the market on Wednesday, August 23rd. We have jobless claims on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and then we have Jerome Powell speaking on Friday at 10:05 a.m. Eastern, one of the weirdest times that I've seen so far. So Friday is definitely going to be a short day, and I don't want to be around for that, so especially on a Friday. So not too much going on. Looks like a lot of the news is pretty much on the half end of the week. So, but besides that, let's go deep into NQ. You guys can see that we actually have a similar gap on NQ, but we actually did finish that, strangely enough. So if you guys go to the 1 hour, or I guess any of the time frames, it started all the way back at 14,900, I believe, and then we filled it all the way down to 14,600, which is where one of my support / resistances are at. You can see rejected almost near it. We did reject off of that level on Friday, which is pretty neat. But the gap ends at 14,571, so we pretty much have around 30 to 40 points left on NQ. So don't see any trend lines on NQ though, which is pretty nice. So first area I'm looking at is 14,600. After that is 14,571, and then 14,400, then 14,300. So we're taking slow steps at this. Obviously, I really like the downside because that's where a lot of the plays have been happening at. So. But besides that, let's go ahead and dive deep into the main watch list, which I know you guys are all excited for. First things first is Apple. If you put this on the daily time frame, you can see that this has been consolidating around 170. And we actually have a gap from 170.42 all the way down to 167.04. So around a $3 gap. Going to be looking forward to this as long as it consolidates around there and it doesn't gap down. Apple a lot recently, actually. A lot of times where I do have a key setup on this kind of breaks pre-market or it just doesn't set up as the way I want it. So it prevents me from taking it. Pretty far away, around $2 away from the low it made on Friday. But overall around $3 or actually $4 to $5 away from that 170 area that I'm interested on. So still have a little bits of way to go, but it is a key area. As you can see, it had consolidated there previously when we were last around this area. So going to be something I'm looking forward to. And then last but not least, actually on the main watch list is Tesla. If you put Tesla on the 4 hour, I'm sure you guys can see, well, maybe, considering how cluttered my Tesla chart is you can see we actually have a double bottom at 212.50 now, down all the way to 210. So that is my main setup for the week. This is obviously it pushed off of it, around $6, $7 now from Friday, but it is a key area that I'm watching. If Tesla can pick up some weakness here, then we can definitely see some new lows there. So I'm looking at 212.50 and then after that 210. So it's only if Tesla picks up some weakness or is ahead of the market. That would be pretty sweet. Next up is on the side watch list now is BA. If you put this on the 1 year 1 day, you can see that we created a gap there from when it had earnings just a week or two back, or maybe even longer than that. But you can see we have a gap down from 222 all the way down to 215. We did break 222 on Friday by a few cents. The way I'm looking to play this is obviously it's respecting 222. So if this can pick up some weakness going down from underneath 222 on the volume on the stock and the contracts, this might be worth taking. A lot of the times I'm not a fan of taking BA to the downside. This is one of those very few circumstances where it has a reason why to play it towards the downside besides the consolidation. And it also bounced around this area as well. So the only thing it really needs at this point is volume. If it doesn't have volume, then I'll just be skipping out on it. That's why it's a side watch. So next up is Baba, and I'm actually looking at the 87 and then 85 area, and we actually have another gap here starting at 86.63, ending at 83.95. So around $2 to $3 on this gap. Not too bad. You can see that we actually created around or almost a double bottom at this 87 area. Pretty close to where it closed at 87.9. So it's pretty close to this area. So this could break come Monday, tomorrow, or I guess tomorrow morning. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that and see if that breaks or not. We do have this 1 hour trend that I thought to point out. It is really steep. You guys know I'm not a fan of deep trends like that because they get to a point where it's unrealistic of it following that. But Baba is one to know to gap up or gap down pre-market. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on that. Last but not least on the watch list for you guys is Netflix. You can see, so my reasoning behind this is 400 is a key area. It's just a psychological level. You can see if I put this on the 1 minute, we actually broke 400 during pre-market, and then we didn't really get a chance to test 400 again. So we obviously did close above 400. We closed at 405. So what I'm looking for is a retest to the downside on 400 because we never really got to test it during market hours, or I guess during market open, if you want to call it that, on 400 going to the downside. So I'm essentially looking at Netflix 400 down to 398 and seeing how Netflix can pick up from there. Yes, you can tell Netflix is kind of choppy when it gets to these areas, but we haven't really been down at 400 for a while now, honestly. Last time we were at 400 near it was June 8th. So it's been 2 months now. Almost 2 months and a half, actually. So it's been a while since we've been there. So my reasoning behind it is we haven't really tested Netflix 400 to the downside. So I'm going to be interested in taking that at 400 and then down to 398 where the low was made and we're at consolidated pre-market. So but yeah, that is about it for the weekly watch list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Before I leave the video off for you guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps out the algorithm so we can grow this YouTube channel. But without more being said, I hope you guys enjoy your week. Play safe and don't take anything that's too risky that could, put you in a bad spot for your account. So that being said, love you guys and peace out.